is what I really like about documenting my life. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. If you're not new here, welcome back. Hi guys, so in today's video we are just doing a little update on acupuncture. So I have been doing acupuncture for 6 months now, and I'm starting to feel the differences now, and we're just going to talk about whether it's worth it or not. Before we get started, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just like this video because I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, do we notice anything different? I'm not holding the mic. I'm not holding the mic today because guys, like, I be screaming into the mic. Like, I need to calm down. I have a very loud voice as it is, and then I'm like yelling into the mic. So let me I'm just trying something different. I'm trying something what's this? Gen Z? Even though I'm Gen Z. Anyway, let's get straight into the video. So I just wrote a few things down. So obviously, as usual, if I'm looking here, I am on my computer, just looking at the questions. But don't worry, my focus is here. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about is why I started acupuncture. So I have a series about acupuncture. It's a playlist on here, and like it's kind of like me starting my journey on acupuncture. The reason I started is because for as long as I can remember, I've had pretty bad anxiety, and it's like been something that interferes with a lot of things that I do, like people socializing, like my confidence. It was starting to affect many areas of my life. And yeah, I was doing a lot of things which I thought would help with anxiety, which they did, like working out, meditating, journaling, doing yoga, a lot of things. And it was helping, but I definitely felt like there was still like a very much body thing that was going on with me that I felt like needed to be released, or, you know, at least try. So I started looking at Eastern medication. And one of the reasons why I decided to go into Eastern medication is because one of my like symptoms, I guess, from being so severely anxious is I sweat a lot, like I run really hot. So and like that was just something that was starting to interfere with my life. It's not cool when you're just like doing one brisk walk and you're dripping sweat. Like that's not normal. So well, it just felt uncomfortable for me, and I didn't used to sweat like that. So it was like definitely something that I noticed was starting to interfere with my life. And I started doing research, and I came across acupuncture. And I had read a lot of studies where it seemed to have helped a lot of people, and I wanted to kind of get involved with that. So that's how I started my acupuncture journey. Thankfully, my company was they covered like my first 5 sessions. Acupuncture is kind of like an investment. It's a little bit more pricey. I pay about $115 per session, but it kind of varies, I guess, depending on where you go. But anyways, my company covered some of it. So we're talking about whether this is worth it, because now I'm paying for this stuff out of my own pocket. So is it worth it? Thumbnail. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about some of the things that I did really experience earlier. Especially, I would say the symptoms that I experienced started getting really bad when I started doing my job that I work in right now. I work at a law firm, and I'm an event coordinator. When I first started my role, I didn't really like. I was like feeling like imposter syndrome. She was like heavy. I was also not confident when I was talking to like other people who be shitting and pooping just like me. So I don't know why I was so nervous. And like I really noticed it was affecting, like my anxiety was coming in front of like so many issues, like and this is what I was feeling a lot of 2023, like a lot of like last year, I was just like struggling with that. And so when I noticed that my company provided benefits for me to get acupuncture, I was like, sweet, God sent. So some of the things that I noticed was I was nervous often. So like I would get nervous, like heart beating fast, like hands sweating, like like getting like hard to like catch my breath a lot, like often. And then obviously we talked about the excessive sweating. This was like not just like doing physical exercise, like a walk. I would get panic attacks often, and I just had very low self esteem and self confidence. I think me in combination with doing a lot of other things has helped that. But yeah, anyways, so we're gonna talk next about what acupuncture does. So if you go through some of my videos before, you'll see that acupuncture is a form of Eastern medication where they put needles in different pressure points in your body, and they all are related to something different. So my doctor who I see, she actually, in the beginning, when she was like kind of assessing me, she like looked at my tongue, she felt my pulse, she kind of was just like, I don't know, but she was like trying to ask me some questions, trying to get to know me. And she told me that I had a weak liver, which also kind of relates to one of the reasons why I cut back on drinking. If you watch my previous video where I was talking with Shar, you should definitely watch that video. I really enjoyed it, and I think it was quite funny despite the very serious topic that we were talking about. One of the reasons why I did cut back on alcohol was just because my doctor did tell me, well, like my acupuncturist did tell me that I should reduce the amount of alcohol I drink, because it doesn't mitigate anxiety. It just kind of like adds to it. And I don't know, I'm already anxious enough. I don't need something that, if I can find something that's gonna help that, and if less drinking is that, I'm okay with sacrificing that. So along with that, and then I also kind of talked about in that video about like a decision that I made that was also last year. So at the beginning of this year is when I started my less alcohol journey. I think I did my first session like the middle of January. So really at the beginning of this year is when I made all those changes. Another thing that acupuncture does is it regulates your chi. When I talk to my acupuncturist about this, it's essentially like your life energy force. I don't know. It's like it flows in your body, and if it's the yin and yang. I don't know if that's. Don't quote me on that, but it's like there's your life energy force, and sometimes it can be out of balance, and mine was very out of balance. So we also work on pressure points that can help like make the flow of my energy, my chi, flow better. So that's pretty cool. She does give me a lot of insight as to what's going on, so I am learning more about it. It's kind of like a lot of layers, so I don't think I could explain to you what is happening when I'm getting stabbed by needles, but I know that it helps. I guess we'll start getting into the results 6 months later. So we know the cost, and then the results that I have started feeling immediate. Like I am 6 months in, and I am already feeling so different. Like I feel so different in so many different ways, like in so many areas of my life. Um, like I feel like even the way I communicate, even on my YouTube channel, I feel like I'm showing up better because I'm not as in my head and so anxious as I was before I started acupuncture. There's been a lot of other things which I've done, which I think has also helped, but I can definitely see how acupuncture has like played a huge role in that. So yeah, let's start getting into that. So obviously it's only been 6 months. I would say acupuncture is definitely a cumulative type of therapy, so you have to keep doing it to really see the results. And I actually looked at a few like other people who have done acupuncture, and yeah, definitely you see the results more the more that you do it. So far I have seen that I still sweat but and get nervous obviously, but it's definitely in a more, it feels more manageable. Yeah, it feels a lot more manageable than how it was at the beginning of this whole acupuncture journey. Like obviously when I get nervous, I'm still gonna sweat. Like I feel like that's a normal human reaction, but it was just at a point where it was feeling a little bit uncomfortable and not normal. So that has definitely gotten a lot better. I feel like my confidence is a whole lot better. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've also just been looking at older videos. This is what I really like about documenting my life. It's fun because I get to hang out with you guys, and we'll be talking in the comments, and like it's just like so cool to have a community online. But it's also like I am looking, like I make these like videos and like tell these like little fun stories because I look back at these, like I watch my videos sometimes, but my old ones make me cringe so hard. Like I look back at my old videos and I'm like, oh my god. And I've only been doing YouTube for a year, so I can't wait to see how much better they get next year, which is what's so funny. Okay, so back to the point. My confidence, I can definitely feel, is getting so much more, like I'm really growing in my confidence, like being in front of the camera, like just talking about the fact that I had a YouTube. For a very long time I didn't really want to tell people that I had a YouTube. Like I have a YouTube, yeah. And I enjoy making YouTube content, yeah. And I like making videos, yeah. I said that with chest. Ow, I need to learn to not do those things anymore. And then another thing that I have noticed, being on acupuncture, is I can access deep breathing like so much easier. I've been doing yoga now for 2 years, and a lot of what yoga is deep breathing and getting into your breath, being into your breath, and all of that. It's kind of like a body meditation is what it's often described as. And like prior to acupuncture, I would say I couldn't access that as easily. Like it's very much easier, like if you smoke a joint before, or if you're already in a meditative state. But like for me, it was very hard for me to access that like deep breathing type of thing. But now I find it a lot easier. Like I can, like if I feel like I'm starting to get nervous, I tap into that deep breathing, and it's like so much easier for me to calm down. Which I can't say that I actually could access that breathing as much as I can now after acupuncture. I think it's because when the needles are in you, they literally, like, she puts like a needle in you. Okay, I was completely distracted and lost my train of thought here. But I was saying that she puts the needle in you, and when the needle settles, you need to continue deep breathing so you get used to the feeling of the needle settling in you. So I think that encourages deep breathing, taking long breaths, and it's something that I've been able to transfer outside of acupuncture, and such an important thing because deep breathing helps slow your heart rate, helps make you feel like you're inside your body, and such a game changer in terms of like helping calm your anxiety. I get ones. I only get like 6 to like 10 needles in my body. Let me tell you the points that I get right now. So she puts like one on my hand somewhere here, and then somewhere on my wrist. So there's two here. And I get like four in my feet. So like two on each side, I think. And then like one on my leg, and then one on my forehead. And then recently she just started putting one here. So I don't know what those points are, but I'm sure I'll put up a chart here and maybe we can try figure it out. I don't know if we can, but I'll try my best. But yeah, I can tap into my deep breathing a lot easier, which is so nice to be able to control, because there are not a lot of things that you can control anyway, and like being able to control your breath is a huge blessing, because I would say when you're anxious, like it's easy. I think that's why I get panic attacks so much, is because like I couldn't get into the deep breathing. Okay, now take it with me. That was so good. Anyway, another thing that I have noticed is, I think I've kind of hinted at this a little bit, is I've been doing other things to help with anxiety. Like I've consciously made an effort to kind of heal from this like anxious vibe that I have. Like I think a lot of people, especially like in our world right now, are anxious, and it makes sense. Like we're in a climate crisis. There's like 20, 30, 40 plus genocides going on in the world right now. People are acting ignorant about it because billionaires are just getting richer. The crisis, the housing crisis, the cost of living, the like mental health crisis. There's so much going on in our world. That makes sense why there's such high rates of anxiety. Like there's so many things to be anxious about, but it's not like I don't like being anxious, and I don't like I don't enjoy it, especially like the down parts that come with it, like excessive sweating and like being panic attacks and being anxious. Like I don't like any of that stuff. I don't think anyone does, but I wanted to do something about it. So that's kind of how I started this. And I was reading lots of books and listening to lots of podcasts and watching lots of YouTube. And one thing, like the common thing, like you can follow so many people on that kind of stuff, because I feel like the most common thread that you see is like being able to spend time with yourself, to like really journal, reflect, think about, pray on, meditate about what's going on inside here, like heal the wounds that you have inside your body and inside your brain. And like focusing on those things really helps your outer world in a way. Like you feel less if you work on like I guess one thing that I have noticed is like shadow work that I tried. I've tried like I've tried different forms of journaling, and shadow work is one that a lot of people talk about, and I've tried elements of that helped me really look at like the uglier parts of me and trying to heal those parts. And yeah, so that's a lot of what like the hard part of journaling is. But like you can also just like write every week, like once a week, just check in with yourself, like how are you feeling today and stuff like that. Like that helps so much in, like just regulating your emotions, checking in with yourself. Because I feel like sometimes you remember to check in on everyone else, ask them how they're feeling, ask them how they're doing, but like sometimes it's hard to check in with yourself and just be like, how am I doing? And I feel like journaling is a great way to do that. Also working out, like one of the YouTubers that I follow, she says that uh, working out for her is a form of prayer. So it's like, like doing small things for yourself, taking care of yourself and spending time with yourself as ways to like really heal like what's going on your inside, so it doesn't have to manifest as stuff that's going on your on the outside for you. Ooh, that was hard for me to say. So the conclusion of this video, I think it's 100% worth it doing acupuncture. The changes that I have felt in my body over these past 6 months are so great. Like I feel I feel like I'm getting better. Even when I talked to my acupuncturist last, she was like, when I first, so she's like, this is the baseline. When I first met you, you were like here, like with the anxiety. She's like, now you're here. So I'm like, I would love to be here. I can definitely feel like she even told me like my chi and like my energy and my vibes are like a little bit more calm and like more not so. She also said that like she got the vibe that I was like one of those like super happy people on the outside but like just going through a lot on the inside. And like, I don't know, she speaks real. I believe her. So I would 100% recommend acupuncture if like anxiety is something that you have struggled with or are struggling with. And there's so many different things that acupuncture can do. If you have like joint pain, like migraines, stuff like that, all of like those prolonged pain based types of things, I feel like acupuncture can be super helpful for that. I would preface it by saying that I feel like a lot of this stuff is really placebo effect. I think I said it in one of my other videos. Like if you're, all of this stuff is made up. Money, not real. The economy, fake. The government, not real. Like all of this is not real anyway. So if you just like create a mind, like a world in your own mind, what? If you just create the world that you want to live in your head, then you might as well. And yeah, but I'm not saying like don't pay your bills. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't go to school. I'm just saying like, you know, like there's institutions and systems in this world, but like all of it is just based off what people say. Like none of this stuff is real. So it's just like a construct, you know? Anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, don't forget to like this video if you have not already. See, I gave you another chance. Do it. And subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. And of course this mic was not on. That's why we do a mic check. I need a free mind.